Yo, welcome to Yapzone. I'm Andy, and yeah, this week this week's topic isn't really there's not really a topic. I guess I'm just gonna yap because a lot happened and it's like kind of I don't really want to just pick one specific thing. It was a roller coaster kind of week, it's like up and down, up and down, up and down kind of thing. Like hit a brick wall and then have to find a way to overcome it, and did that like 7 times in a row. And it's just like it's just rough. It's like when you've gotten to a point where you're like trying to change things and trying to like improve yourself and be better. Sometimes when you see how hard it is and when you see like the things that you have to overcome, it's like it just fucks with your head. It gets a little daunting. And yeah, I had a pretty good week though. Like just did like I had a couple classes, a lot of work, like 2 hangouts. I teched at my theater, had good conversations, and got a lot of positive feedback from people who like worked in the industry and stuff. And it's just like I absorbed a lot of knowledge this week, if that makes sense. Like this was like my sponge week. And yeah, a lot of times recently in my life I've been feeling like frustrated about like, where I'm at and like if I'm growing, and just overall not feeling very satisfied with the outcome so far. Like, and I find myself like hearing, whether some people telling me this or whether it's me just realizing how dumb it is, like I really don't have anything to like to regret or be upset about. Like if I think about my current position and how I've been living for the past like 9 years since I left my dad's house and graduated high school, like I never had like a year where I was like out of high school and I still was living with my dad. No, like I immediately moved out. I've always had a roommate. I've never struggled. I've always had, good roommates, low rent, living above my means, eating out. I've never been like a ramen noodle every day, struggle till next paycheck person, even though sometimes I'll convince myself that I am. I'm always giving away money, like trying to take care of people when I need to take care of myself. Like I do so much that I kind of started taking everything for granted. And it's like, it's, I feel like it's not that I'm not satisfied with my state of being, like how I've been living. I'm very grateful for everything that I have and like all the people that are around me. But I think what it is that I'm actually unsatisfied with is that I haven't done enough for myself of my own merit. And by that, I mean like 90% of my jobs that I've had have been following my friends around. Like, everywhere I've gone, I just convince myself that the things that I do aren't necessarily easy to get in job format. So I'm just gonna get a decent job with friends. Maybe like their work will hire me, and then I'll just go out of my own way to do like improv on the side or record some videos, stuff like that. So I've really never worked in an area that actually benefited what I wanted, like me in the way that I wanted. Like I wasn't able to grow like in any sort of way that I wanted. And it's like it's just a weird realization whenever you find out that like everything that you've been doing is just it's not wasted space, but it's like I could have been better. Like I mean that's everybody. Everybody has that I could have did this better, I could have did this differently. But I feel like some type of way about the fact that like everything that I've done is like mostly just situational based around the people that I'm with. Like I've never like really fought for a job that I particularly wanted. Never woke up and was like, I'm so happy that I have like this job growing in this way. Like I've never had that. Like I've never had, I don't know, like I'm sure a lot of people don't have that because they're still trying to figure out what they want. But to put it in perspective for me is I want to do something in some sort of like something with creativity and impact on people, whether that's writing, acting, filming, directing, producing, voiceover work, just like really anything in the industry. I just love creating, and I'm at the point now where I'm fed up with not allowing myself to do that. Like every single time I have time, I always default to you need to save money, you need to do this, and I don't, whether that's the programming of my dad hammering you need to have a safety net at all times, whether that's me being a pussy and giving up and being, scared of failure or whatever. Like it doesn't matter what reason it is. The At the end of the day, I know what I'm capable of, and I've always been confident in my abilities, and I've always been confident that I could do these things that I want to do. That I have the enough talent. I'm not saying I have the most talent, but I feel like I have at least the bare minimum talent to accomplish decent things in the areas that I want to excel at. So it's even more laughable that I just haven't done it. It's like you're so, and it's not like fake confidence, it's like actual confidence. Like I legitimately know what I can do, but that pretty much solely points out like one flaw, and it's just that like I'm the one holding myself back. Like, and I'm like the only person to blame. Like I'm could have been doing so. Like I've had several friends constantly, you know, tell me like just do it. I've had parental figures tell me to just go give me advice, whatever. I've had multiple instances where like people are like, nobody was ever like fighting back against it. Nobody was telling you don't try it. Nobody was ever saying stop, you won't do it, or it won't work, or it's not worth it. I was the only one doing that. I was the only one holding myself back, and it's kind of rough to think about. Kind of rough to think about like your biggest enemy is yourself, and that's a lot of people's. You're on your. That's like a common reoccurring theme is you're your own worst enemy, but I don't know. It's just rough, but a lot of the things that I need to do require me to just step out of my comfort zone and just accept failure and accept disappointment and just understand that it's going to happen and I can't avoid it entirely. Like it's just going to be there. So instead of running from it, just charge headlong into it because I might fail once or twice, three times, four times. Doesn't matter how many times I fail, but if I don't put myself in the position to allow myself to succeed, then it's never going to happen. And yeah, it's a lot. I always have good conversations on Sundays with a couple of people that are like-minded with like creative brains and stuff, and I tend to usually find things about myself that like I'm need to think about and bring to the forefront of my mind because I neglect a lot of these thoughts that I should be having more often, and it's like it's a lot. It's just like just do it. I feel like one thing that I've pinpointed recently is wasted time, wasted space. I feel like there's a lot of moments throughout the day. I'm sure a lot of people go through this where it's just straight wasted space. Like I'll be doing things, setting up that are important, maybe filming a video, maybe doing laundry, things that actually matter, getting ready for work, yada yada. But there's always moments in almost every single day, if not every day, where like I'm just sitting there looking at my phone for an hour and a half, where I'm just like dead, dead weight, doing absolutely jack all for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes four if it's a really depressing day. And even just 30 minutes of that wasted time could be used to write a few lines in a script, to jot down an idea that I had, to talk to the camera for a video. Like there's just so much wasted space, and it's like it's frustrating to think about that. And I think that's one of the things that I'm gonna try to get better at is stop wasting space and time and commit yourself to just writing something down on a page, just starting somewhere because your story won't start if you never even put the pen down to the paper. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff that I got to deal with, a lot of stuff I got to think about. Really, I wrapped up everything that kind of happened this week and that. Like, I don't really feel like going into details right now. I kind of just want to start getting back to the things that I need to do already, but I'll probably wrap it up here. But if you can take anything away from this, just don't 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 be overly safe. Don't take your time for granted, and don't be scared to take risks. You're gonna get hurt. Like things are gonna happen, but you're never gonna find that hidden grotto behind the waterfall if you're just afraid to dive into the water. So take care of yourself. stop wasting so much time on useless stuff and just, you know, start writing, start doing, start living. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.